Hi, Eddie. I can't stay this time, Eddie. I've got to talk to you. I said I have to talk to you. We haven't got time. I wouldn't let you jump up and down on me with both feet if I thought it would help.
What do you mean?
I mean, we've got problems. I'm pregnant.
Joni, are you sure?
Well, I'm not going to wait around 9 months to prove it to you. I don't need a blueprint.
That isn't the way I wanted to have it happen. I didn't mean for it to, not until we were married.
Are you crazy? I don't want to get married, much less have a baby. We've got to do something about this, and quick. Find out who to go to. Maybe Tampa. They say Tampa's the best place.
What's come over you? What do you mean, not get married?
You know what I mean. You know Daddy wants me to go away to school in the fall. You know I couldn't possibly marry you or anyone else.
That isn't the way we talked before.
Eddie, don't make so much of it. So everybody knows you're different. So maybe you take things too seriously. Look, we've had fun. Lots of fun this summer. My coming out here, slumming with the gang, pretending we didn't know each other, and then slipping off and meeting back here in the woods. All that talk about marriage and things, that was part of it. Like being afraid we'd get caught. So we've been caught. But good.
That isn't all of it. I said I loved you. You said you...
I said I loved you too, and I have. Think I would have taken all the chances we've taken if I hadn't? Help me, won't you, Eddie? Find somebody who can fix this up for me. I'll make you awfully glad you did. I've got to go now. Don't call me, Eddie. I'll call you tomorrow.
There you are, Eddie. Good and hot.
Hey, Eddie. How come you haven't been out to the children's home? Santa tells me you've been avoiding that place like it was hell or something. She's got to figure that you just don't like her. Give me a box of soda. Maybe it ain't none of my business, but I ain't ashamed to admit Miss Hannah's about the only ma I ever had. You ashamed to admit it, Eddie?
All right. Go out and see her.
Figure maybe you're afraid to associate with Miss Hannah.
I have to go out and see her, George.
You said that before. Only you ain't never done it. Don't make no difference to me if you figure you're better than most folks. But I don't aim to see Miss Hannah hurt none. Now you get your tail on out there and say hi soon. You hear? Put it on the tire.
He's always laying a needle, you ain't he, Eddie? Now, I don't figure he has any more right to talk to you about...
Coffee, black.
Are you using the restroom or staying?
Both. Where can I get a room at this hour?
Well, ma'am, you just passed the only hotel in this town when your bus came down Main Street. Tain't clean, though.
Where else?
Well, you might try Miss Isabel's rooming house. Ed here, he lives there, and I reckon that's clean enough. Let me tell you something about Mrs. Isabel.
Where would you go to get a job around here?
Say, you are here to stay, ain't you? Well, if you ain't too particular about a little extra work on the side, you might try the laundry. Old Herbert T. Hawks has a few notions, though, if you know what I mean. He's the manager. Ed here works for him.
Why don't you shut up, Charlie?
Well, what's eating on you? I'm just telling this girl how to get a job here in this town.
Give me a pack of cigarettes, Charlie.
You aim to break it up over there? Coming over for eggs?
No, not tonight.
Ain't that Joan Denton out there in the car? Boy, you certainly got the cream of the crop tonight. Now, right out there, sitting in that car, there's money. That's Doc Denton's daughter. She come down here mixed with anybody. I mean, that's just like the Denton family, real friendly. That's the way Doc Denton's granddaddy built this town. A church on every corner, a smile on every face, and one of these days some lucky bum's gonna marry up with all that Denton money, and let me tell you...
I told you, Charlie. Just shut up. Welcome to Dentonville, lady. Like the man says, we got a real friendly town. You'll love it.
Well, if that don't beat all... I mean, he ain't got no more idea what kind of blood he got in his veins than an old hound dog do. I mean, he got no more right to talk to me like that than it...
I bet you know everything about everybody in this town, don't you?
You just bet I do. And as for that boy, I'm telling you, his mother was one of those common...
Look, Charlie, would you do a big girl a big favor?
I mean, all you got to do is ask, ma'am.
Just skip the coffee and drop dead.
Eating up your lunch. If I know that old eating machine was coming, I'd have made a dozen more sandwiches.
Hi, Shirley. Well, how's my Joey?
Fine, Daddy. Daddy, could I have a new dress for the dance tomorrow night? I'm going
Well,
to...
here, honey, I've got some business to take care of. Oh, and turn that thing down a little, will you? Sorry I'm late, Sam.
It's a new picture of Joni, isn't it?
That's their high school graduation picture.
Ivan, copy of her mother, Earl. Too bad she never lived to see her grow. Doing well in school, too, ain't she?
Top grades on her college entrance exam.
All right. What's the idea of having me hightailing it over here in such a rush?
Sam, I don't like the way things are going with Denton Acres. I thought those New York builders were surveying the peppercorn property. Well, I called them this morning, and they are. They said that you were...
Well, I've been your lawyer for more years than I care to count. At least twice a year, you get an itching to be a businessman. Now, them Yankee boys told me about you calling them, about that peppercorn property. Well, they don't know nothing about it. Because I got them stashed away in a motel, just wearing out the seat of their pants, waiting to hear from me. And they ain't going to until I'm ready.
Have you bought the property, Sam?
No, and I ain't going to until it's the right time to buy. You've given me a lot of money to invest for you, Earl, and I ain't lost any of it yet. All you've ever done is make a lot more.
It isn't a question of money this time, Sam. It isn't just for me either. I'm not getting any younger. I want to leave something for Joan.
What you want is a monument, Earl. You ain't satisfied owning half the town. Just all fired wrapped up in that daughter of yours. You're building a monument to her. But let me tell you, Earl, brick and mortar ain't gonna help her remember you half as much as what's in the bank. Now, Denton Acres ain't no monument as far as I'm concerned. It's a housing project, Earl. Business.
Well, call it whatever you want to, but it's got to be good. The best. That's why I want that property. That's why I want every house on that property to be the best money can build.
All right. But you better leave it to me. This is the most money you ever had wrapped up in anything.
Well, it means more to me than anything else, too.
Well, then stop interfering. Or you could end up leaving nothing more than a suit of dirty underwear. So just simmer down. Unless you've got your eye teeth screwed in, stop calling them Yankee building promoters.
Okay. Okay, Sam. I've got to get back to the clinic.
Sign this before you go.
What is it?
It's this year's donation to the police fund.
Why so much more?
Well, it ain't that the police force has grown any, but the Denton holdings has. You never can tell when you might need a favor. Sometimes I don't think you realize what your name and money mean around here. Good thing I do.
Hey, turn that down. I couldn't hear myself thinking there.
Dr. Denton, can you give me a ride in the corner?
All right, come on. Landley, if that's for me, tell him to call the clinic.
Call you tonight, Johnny.
Joan Denton, you want that phone to ring itself to death? Can't you see I'm busy? And you better get in here and get some lunch before you lose what lumps you got.
Hello? Eddie? I thought I told you not to call me here. I can't talk to you now. What do you mean you're not going to? Listen, Eddie, we shouldn't be talking like this. Not on the phone. You're not making sense. I told you what I wanted to do. Listen, no, not tomorrow. It's Father and Daughter's Day at the club. I'm going to dance with Daddy. Eddie. Oh, all right, tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow sometime. I'll come over to your place.
Just picked it up, honey. Just about to make a call. Guess it can wait.
I know I had me a hat when I came in. Manley, where's my hat?
What's the matter? You got a broke arm? Your hat's in the closet where you always leave it.
Johnny. Hello, Johnny.
Joan. Joan, can you hear me? Joan! Tony, can you hear me? I've got to see you.
Eddie! Come on up here a minute. Like our motto says, we keep Dentonville clean. You ain't never been caressed till you slept between a pair of sheets laundered by the Dentonville laundry. And we expect our employees to be just as clean. So you get this here health card filled out over at the clinic. Eddie, this here's a gal named Vicky Smith. Claims as how she knows you. Can you recommend her?
Yeah, sure, I know her.
He says she lives in the same rooming house you do. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, that's all I want. Oh, Eddie, They tell me you fixed that leak in the old boiler early this morning.
Yeah.
Well, just watch it. That could amount to a lot of overtime. And when you go over to pick up them pipe bushings this afternoon, you can drop Miss Smith here off at the Egan's department store for a uniform. Now, I like that. You can get yourself a few promotions. You start work Monday morning. This here's your uniform slip. You go over to Egan's and tell them you want one of them slick uniforms.
We must keep Dentonville clean.
So Marilyn kept Dentonville clean, too?
Thanks for what you said up there.
Yeah, sure. Did you really stop at Isabel's room and house?
Not much of a dump, is it?
You know, it might help matters if I really did know who you were.
Then I'd have to tell you where I came from. Maybe even why. Maybe I don't want to.
You want that ride to Egan's?
Sure. You know, Eddie boy, if Egan's department store has a uniform that's tight enough and slick enough, I'll own this joint inside of 2 weeks.
How do you like it, Marie? Oh, that's much better. There's only one Joan Denton. Let the world know it. Your mother always did. When she walked into a room, everyone stared, and women envied her like mad, including me.
You really want Daddy, don't you?
That very old hat, darling. The whole town knows it. After your mother died, I thought we might make it. But he was all wrapped up in you then, and it's been a closed corporation, Denton and daughter, ever since.
Don't sound so grim. You're Daddy's favorite, and you know it. This may not do for the dance, but I think it's perfect.
Only because you have a perfect figure. A sheep, that is death on a ball. Don't you ever lose? I want it! Johnny! I don't, Marie.
I'm dizzy, Marie. So dizzy I can't see straight.
You have taken care of yourself.
Yes, I have. I feel fine. I want to go home, Marie.
You may be new in town, honey, but it won't be long before you find out everything's Denton around here, including that sweet-tempered snob. We're used to those tantrums.
There was no tantrum. That kid is sick.
Sick, schmick. Everything you've got's right there, honey. If ever I saw a hot paws hawk special, that's it. You've got it made.
Just as long as he thinks he does.
I know what you mean, honey. I know what you mean.
Unlocked, so I helped myself.
I didn't think you were coming. Without us in coffee.
You're hard luck, Eddie. I can't stay any longer. I'm supposed to meet Daddy at the club dance. I thought you always told me you liked that record, Eddie.
I told you on the phone. I wanted to talk, that's all.
You shouldn't have done that. I told you not to call me at home. I think somebody was listening in on the extension. Anyway, Eddie, you didn't make much sense.
Johnny.
You like that, don't you, Eddie?
I meant what I said. I made up my mind. There's a right and wrong, Joan. What you want me to do is wrong. I'm not going to take you to any phony doctor. It just isn't right, no matter which way you look at it.
I'm the one who's pregnant. What right have you got to say whether it's right or wrong?
Look, it's my kid, too. I want it. I want you.
You've had me! And if you think I'm going to get fat and sick and ugly just because...
Joan! I've never had anything in this world. Anything. Can you understand that? You know what you've done to my life? Do you know what you've meant to me? You've made my life important. You've made it necessary. In spite of a big, rich, wonderful world, Joan Denton wanted me. Loved me. I just wasn't going to be another jerk from the other end of town. I was going to get someplace. I was going to be someone. But Joan, we were going to get married. We were going to have children. And I believed it, Joan. I believed it because it was right. I had to believe it. Because something in this world has got to be the way it's supposed to be.
You're crazy. You're the one who always had to talk about marriage, or you couldn't have touched me, could you? So I went along with it. But if you think that gives you the right to include me in your shabby little plans, if you think I'm going to play house to a laundry mechanic in some crummy little cave like this, you're wrong. You didn't even have the right to lay your dirty hands on me. Don't touch me! I hate you and you're a hick!
All right. So you hate me. So I'm not qualified to love a Denton. But there's nothing to stop me from wanting my own child. Nobody's gonna kill it. You're gonna marry me, Joni. And you're gonna stay married to me long enough to have that child and give it a name.
You really are crazy. What name were you planning on using? Or did your mother forget to ask him? But it doesn't matter, because it'll never be born. You don't have to help me, Eddie. I'm going to take care of it myself.
No, you won't. If you do, I'll tell the whole town. I'll tell everyone what you're doing, Joni. I mean it.
Neighborhood's getting noisy. Come on, let's talk things over. I think I've got just what you need.
You know very well I always have the second dance with you.
I haven't even danced the first one yet. Just left the clinic, late as usual. Oh, where's Joni?
I haven't seen her. I'm sure she's found someone far more attractive and far younger than you to dance with. Far younger, anyway.
Oh, compliment, Marie. Well, I'm glad I'm still somewhat attractive.
To me, and you know it. But it isn't easy competing with Joan. By the way, is she well?
Why?
Well, the other day when we were shopping, she had this,
Oh, speak of the devil, Marie. I'll ask her about it.
There goes my dance.
Hello, honey.
I've got to talk to you.
Oh, while we're dancing. I promise the next one to Marie.
No, Daddy, I want to sit down. I want to talk to you here.
Something for your daughter, Dr. Denton?
I'll have the same as Daddy.
She will not. Give her a small glass of champagne.
When are you going to stop treating me like a child, Daddy?
When you're old enough. When you've learned how to handle the vices.
That's silly, Daddy. I'm old enough. I'm pregnant. I said I'm pregnant, Daddy.
I heard you, Joan.
Don't you want to know who?
Who?
A horrible boy, Daddy. He works at the laundry. He won't leave me alone. He's threatening to tell everybody.
Not here. Is your car outside?
Yes, Daddy.
I drive home. I'll meet you there right away.
All right, Daddy.
Another one for you, Dr. Denton?
Huh? Oh. No, thank you.
Hey, Earl, what's this I hear about you buying a swamp for Denton Acres?
Just saw Joni leave in some kind of rush. She feeling poorly?
Hello, Sam. Yes. Afraid she is.
Got any eats in there?
Tell me again. Did he mention money?
No, I told you he doesn't want money. He wants the baby.
Don't be ridiculous, Joan. What would a wild young fool like that want with a child?
I told you, Daddy, he's not like anybody else. He's crazy. He just wants me to marry him long enough to give the baby a name.
Well, I'm not fool enough to believe it. If he married you, he'd have it made, wouldn't he? Be on easy street for the rest of his life. Worthless young nobody. Laundry mechanic. Why, Joan? Why? I always saw that you met the right boys, went with the right peoples, to the right schools. Joni, I had so many dreams for you. I wanted you to become everything your mother ever wanted you to be.
Oh, Daddy, don't act like that. I don't have to marry him. It's not the end of the world. Things like this happen all the time.
Oh, that's right. You won't have to marry him. No matter what it costs, no matter how much I have to pay.
Why can't you listen to me? He doesn't want money. Can't you accept that?
All right, then. Whatever he wants, he can have.
But that's just it. He can't because I'm not going to have a baby.
Joni, be sensible. You're in trouble, serious trouble. You can't get out of trouble like this with a flick of your wrist.
Well, I'm going to. You don't really think I'm going to give up school, do you? You don't think I'm going to parade around in maternity clothes in some strange town just for him? Or maybe you wanted me to have it here in the Denton Home for Children of Unwed Mothers. Well, I'm not going to have it. I'm going to get out of it my way. And if you won't help me, I'll help myself. I won't.
All right, Joni, all right. Let's just hold everything. I've always taken care of everything for you, haven't I? Now you've got to get some rest. You've got to get some sleep. It's almost dawn. Sit right here, and I'll get my bag and get something for you. Manly!
I'm right here, Dr. Denton.
Give her two of these. Manly, if you were listening, I don't want a word of this spoken to anyone. Do you understand?
I heard you. I heard it all, and I don't like none of it. It ain't that boy what's hurt my Miss Joni. It's her upbringing, all this importance about no account things. That wild, stuck-up crowd.
That'll be all, Manly. Joan, I've got to talk to this boy. Now, where can I reach him?
Isabel's rooming house. But don't let him talk you out of anything, Daddy, because I'm not going to have it. I'm not going to
That'll do, Joni.
What a little broad to get mixed up with. You've got about as much chance of getting what you want as a snowball in hell.
Yes, this is Eddie Mercer. Yes, Dr. Denton. Yes, sir. I could be there in about half hour, sir. Yes, sir.
So go be a hero. A Boy Scout. Tell him you don't want any of his filthy loot. All you're interested in is the baby. You know what he'll say? He'll say exactly what I said. You're psycho, nuts. Real decent. Good. Kind. And nuts. Gotta go put on a uniform. Can't be late my first day on the job. Oh, and never tell anyone that Vicky Smith walked into a young man's apartment with a big bottle and short shorts. And spent the whole night talking.
Vicky Smith, get your butt up here. Do you know where Eddie's at?
No. Why should I know where he is?
Well, I'll tell you where he's at. He's in jail, that's where.
Jail? Why?
How the hell should I know? All I know is that he called and he wants you to get over there fast. And you can tell him from me he's fired. We don't want nobody walking around here who can't keep their nose clean with the law.
Nothing. I never even got to see Doc Denton. They picked me up on some phony charge. They're trying to book me on suspicion of robbery. Vicky, please tell them I was with you last night. Please tell them I was with you.
Lady, you're new in town, ain't you? I mean, we're kind of particular about the kind of people we get in Dentonville. Of course, you're free to say anything you like. Only I'd think twice before I said anything about spending the night with this here boy here in a rooming house. You being a new girl in town and all. Of course, if you didn't...
No, I didn't. I wasn't with him last night.
Okay, boy. I guess you all heard that. Now, Eddie, boy, we done what you asked.
Vicky.
All right, boys. Lock him up.
No. No, she's lying. She was with me last night, George. She was.
Hello? Yeah, George Brown. Yeah, we got him. How long you want him held?
I'll let you know. What you got him booked with? Good enough. No, you ain't gonna get no trouble. You just keep him quiet. I don't want to talk to nobody. You know what I mean? Millicent, send Earl Denton in here.
I thought you were busy. I've been trying to get you on the phone all morning.
I know it.
Well, then why didn't you talk to me? It's urgent.
It always is, ain't it, Earl? Old Sam Ingram's got to drop whatever he's doing and jump whenever Earl Denton says jump.
Now listen, if you're sore about something, let it wait. I've got a problem, a serious one. It's about Joni.
You don't mean that socially prominent daughter of yours has actually done something?
Sam, Joni's pregnant.
I guess she did do something.
Will you put those cards down, Sam, and listen to me? The boy was supposed to talk to me this morning. He didn't show up. He's threatening her, Sam. He's trying
Right now, he ain't doing nothing except sitting in jail right where I want him.
How did you find out?
That's my business. If you're wondering if anyone knows, nobody does. And as long as I keep him in jail, you ain't got a thing to worry about.
You're wrong, Sam, I do. What Joni wants to have done, it isn't right. I'm a doctor, and I've always avoided anything
You
like
ain't
that.
got much choice, have you, Earl? Not if I know Joni. Here, I got it all arranged. You just take her over to Tampa at that address. He's expecting you.
But Joni says all the boy wants is the child. If that's true, if what Joni says is true...
Denton, sometimes you give me a pain. Of course he wants her to have that child. He'd have living proof whenever he wanted to put the squeeze on you. Unless she wants to marry him.
No.
I didn't think so. He ain't no more got the guts to marry that punk than she's got to have his baby.
All right, Sam.
You get Joni taken care of fast, because you and me got some business to attend to. You and me's gonna be partners, Earl. You and me and them Yankee promoters over at the motel.
Partners?
Denton Acres. I just bought about a third more land for the same price that you were willing to pay for the peppercorn property. I just bought that swamp water back of the children's home.
You what?
You heard me.
Sam, you couldn't build a thing on that muck. That land's worthless.
Building was your idea, Earl. Was your idea to lay in roads and build houses? Was your idea to build a Denton monument?
And it also happens to be my money you're using.
Yeah. It's always been your money, ain't it, Earl? And you always rubbed it in. Well, maybe I ain't willing to be just your cracker lawyer no more. I'm tired sitting around with my hands out for fees. I'm parceling real estate. I'm cutting up that swamp water into paradise retirement lots. $5 down and $2.50 a month. And there's enough of that muck to keep me rich for a mighty long time.
What's gotten into you, Sam? That's fraud.
No, it ain't. It ain't fraud if it's got the Denton name on it. Everything's gonna be real fine. As long as it's got the Denton name on it.
You're out of your mind. If you think I'm going to allow you to use my name for some shabby little racket, why, I could...
You could do a lot of things, Earl, but you ain't gonna, because you got more important matters to attend to. I don't think it'd be too good for Dr. Earl Denton's name to be linked up with the kind of mess your daughter's in. It wouldn't be too good for her sake. For Joni.
George, can you hear me? Didn't come in here in a frame up and you know it, George. Get me a lawyer.
Lamb, bring that loudmouth out here. He's making enough noise to wake the dead. Steve, watch that screen door.
Eddie boy, why don't you just sit down? George, you got no right to hold me here. I'm in here in a frame-up and you know it. I'm in here because Doc Denton wants me in here.
Look, I got indigestion bad enough without you making it worse. Why don't you just shut up?
Not until I talk to a lawyer.
Now, you listen to me once and for all. You've been shooting off your bazoo about the Denton family like a crazy man ever since you've been in here. Now, I don't know what it's all about. But I do know one thing. You ain't gonna see no lawyer. You ain't gonna see nobody until I say so. And the more you keep shooting your mouth off, the longer that's gonna be.
George, you got no right to hold me here. You got no right to stop me from calling a lawyer. You're gonna get in trouble for doing this.
Eddie boy, You threatening me? All right. All right. All right. You just call yourself a lawyer.
You did that on purpose, George. Now, doggone it, Eddie. You've had this a long time coming. You and your stuck-up ways.
You ain't willing to admit that we was both brought up in a children's home, are you? You ain't willing to admit that we was both brought up without folks. Well, let me tell you something. You're as much of a bastard as I am. Only I ain't ashamed to admit it. Get him, boys. Maybe this will teach you to learn you not to be something you ain't. Maybe this will teach you that you ain't no better than me or anybody else. You listen to me, Eddie boy. You make mention of this to anybody and there's gonna be more of it. You hear me?
Cut it out. I said cut it out.
Get him back to his cell, boys. Now, just who in hell are you?
I'm his lawyer.
Who says you are?
I say I am. Now, look, fat boy, if you're looking for trouble, you found it. He's my client, and I'm going to see him. That is, unless you want to be breaking rock.
Now, let me tell you something. He started that fracas.
Yeah, I'm sure he did. Now get these two jerks out of here.
Hold on, you can't go in there.
Leave me alone. Stay down, you little punk, and shut up.
Who are you?
A lawyer. I came up here from Miami because a client of mine fell for your tender story. Her name's Vicky Smith.
Yeah, she's a real friend of mine. I might win because she lied through her lousy little teeth.
Shut your stupid face. She was doing just what I told her to do. She was staying out of trouble. Just in case you don't know it, she's on parole. And all she needed was to get mixed up with some cheap delinquent like you, and she'd ruin her chances for good, including her chance of ever getting her child back.
Child?
You don't suppose she's in this burg for her health, do you? She's got a boy in the Dentonville Children's Home. She's waited 12 months to get custody of that child, and I'm not going to let any cheap crud like you mess it up for her. Now, what's your name? I said, what's your name?
Ed.
Your last name?
Mercer.
Who's your father?
I don't know.
Look, I don't have to mess with you at all. I'm doing a client a favor, so don't give me any more of your wise answers. Now, who's your father?
I said I don't know. Could have been anybody, I don't know.
Who's your mother?
You want the truth on that, too. You want me to say it like everybody else says it in town. You want me to say she's nothing but a cheap...
I didn't ask you what she was. I asked you who she was. She local?
Yeah. Just ask around town.
Where is she?
Dead.
When did she die?
When I was a kid. When I was a kid old enough to know there were always strange men around.
After she died, who raised you?
Dentonville Home for Children.
All right, now, tell me when you got mixed up with this girl.
About a year ago.
Where?
Where she went slumming a juke joint.
Look, I want to know everything that happened. I want to know just what you did to her. I want to know whether...
You mean that I raped her? No. I loved her.
Oh, look, I got the soft lights and violins from Vicky. What I want from you are facts.
Yeah. I forgot I'm not supposed to love her, am I?
I don't care whether you love her or you don't. All I know is she's carrying your child. So what's your angle? What do you want?
Nothing. I don't want anything. I've got no angle except...
Look, you're not in here for nothing, you stupid idiot. What do you want? You're threatening him with money? Do you want a place in life with the name Denton on it?
Yeah. That's what I want. I would have had a place in life. I would have had it with the kid. Don't you see? She wants to get rid of it. Wanted me to help her. I couldn't. I thought maybe the two of us got married. Just long enough to have the kid. Because I wanted it. I'd be able to give the kid a chance. Be something more than I am. I'm not anything. I don't have anything. I don't even have a real name. Nothing that's part of me. I guess like everybody says, I am nuts. Because I wanted the kid. Because I wanted something real, something that really belonged to me.
And you threatened to expose her if she went ahead and tried to get rid of it. Maybe you are nuts. Maybe the whole world's crazy and you're one of the few sane ones left. Anyway, I owe you an apology. I believe you. Have you seen her father?
No, they picked me on the way over to see him.
Have you been offered any money?
I told Joan I didn't want any money.
Now listen to me. I've been a lawyer in Miami, New York. I'm a criminal lawyer, and I've seen the nastiest. There's nothing any nastier than a small town when it turns on you. So you're safer right here than any place else. I don't think Fat Boy will bother you anymore. So don't talk to anybody until I can talk to you again.
About Vicky. What did she do?
Nothing, except get involved with the wrong guy. She got a sentence because she stood by him. She was carrying his child. Like I say, maybe the whole world's crazy. Crazy sick.
Just a minute. Yeah.
Better turn this off. It's getting late. Got a long trip in the morning.
Oh, I'm too happy to sleep. Just think, tomorrow it'll all be over and I won't be pregnant anymore. Oh, Daddy, it's been such a nightmare. But it's going to be wonderful not to have to think about anything. Daddy, is it expensive? I mean, does the operation cost a lot?
It's cost me a great deal.
Oh, you're so wonderful. You've always done everything for me. But everything's going to be all right. We won't have to worry about anything except important things. Shirley and I are going to give a freshman party next week. And I'm going to go shopping again with Marie. And did you know that Julius's dad just bought him a new car? I guess I'll be the first date in it, too. What's the matter, Daddy?
I'm gonna send Mamley up with some medicine for you. It'll help you sleep. I want you to get all the rest you can. Good night.
Daddy, Mommy would have liked what I'm doing, wouldn't she? I mean, she would have wanted me to get taken care of.
Yes, I'm afraid she would.
Dr. Denton?
Yes?
You'll have to forgive me. I let myself in.
Oh. Oh, Emily, when you go to bed, would you take a glass of milk up to Joan and give her those pills on my bureau?
Yes, sir.
I hope you'll forgive the intrusion, but I had to see you. I'm counsel for a young man named Edwin Mercer.
I don't recognize you.
I'm not local. Miami.
Well, then how did you...
A friend. Surprising as it may seem, he has a friend. And now he has two. But you know something, Doctor? I don't think he really thinks he has any friends at all. And quite frankly, I don't blame him.
Won't you sit down?
Thank you.
Brandy?
Yes, please.
I suppose you have an urgent reason for coming here.
Yes? Tell me, Doctor, have you met my client?
No.
It's a pity. He's a little above average. He has an unusual amount of integrity, an uncompromising amount.
Mr. Daly, I can appreciate your belief in your client. Would you mind coming to the point? What do you want of me?
Of you, nothing. I wanted to see your daughter. I'd like to meet her.
I'm afraid that's impossible. I don't suppose I need tell you this has been somewhat of an ordeal for her. She's resting.
That's a pity. I'd like to have talked with her. Well, I enjoyed the drink, Doctor. In fact, I'm a little surprised. You have excellent taste. From what I've heard, I rather expected no more than a pretty empty show of wealth. You're aware, aren't you, that my client is in jail under false arrest?
I know he's in jail. Not familiar with the reason.
You can take my word for it. There is no reason. It was simply a move to keep him quiet. I suppose you know that he was brutally, unmercifully beaten by the police this evening.
Beaten? No. No, I didn't.
I didn't think so. I believe there's a lot you don't know, or possibly don't want to know, simply because it would be an uncomfortable intrusion on your well-ordered way of things.
Mr. Daly, please understand my lawyer is handling this. Perhaps it'd be better if you talk with him.
Dr. Denton, if your lawyer had anything to do with what happened to my client this evening, I couldn't stomach the sight of him.
All right, if that's all.
Yes, except for the question I wanted to ask your daughter. Perhaps you can answer it for me.
What is it?
Is she still pregnant?
Yes.
I'm glad. For your sake, Dr. Denton, I'm glad, because you still have a chance to meet my client's stipulations.
I wondered how long it'd take you to ask. All right, Mr. Daly, how much does he want? How much does he want for abusing my daughter? How much will it take to keep your rotten delinquent parasite away from him?
I'm genuinely sorry for you, Dr. Denton. It would be so easy to just write a check. It would fit so well into the usual scheme of things, wouldn't it? But I can't help you. I guarantee you my client wants nothing but the child. At this point, he couldn't care less about the Denton money. And I'm sure right now he couldn't care less about your unscrupulous daughter. I don't think that makes him a cheap delinquent. I think it makes him pretty decent. Or maybe I should say it makes your daughter pretty indecent.
Haven't you said enough already?
I hope so. Because what your daughter is trying to do is not only morally wrong, it's against the law. And I wouldn't want to see you unnecessarily hurt. You're not in control anymore. This is not a local situation. It's not Dentonville versus Eddie Mercer. You've got me to contend with now, and I don't give a damn for Dentonville or the Denton reputation. I'll call you in the morning. We can settle this quickly.
Yes? Yes, I see. Mr. Daly, that was my lawyer. Your client has just broken out of jail.
The stupid little fool. I wanted to get those phony charges dropped first. Hello, Vicky. Vicky, this is Tom. Is Ed with you? Oh, he broke out of jail. I wouldn't give you a plugged nickel for his chances if the local police get hold of him. Now look, if he comes there, hold on to him, will you? I'm going to the jail first. I don't know this town, but I gotta find that boy. Will you help me? It's as much for your sake as his.
Yes, of course.
And Doctor, I really don't think you would have let your daughter go ahead and get rid of the child. I think at the last minute you would have stopped her.
Child, I just given you a dose of your daddy's medicine. Honey, that stuff's gonna make you sleep no matter what.
Mamily, they're trying to talk Daddy out of it. Nobody believes me, Mamily, but I'm not going to have a baby. And he can't make me have it.
Now you just turn right round and start up them stairs. You ain't in no condition to go out tonight in this well and all. Now you know your daddy's gonna take care of things tomorrow.
No, he's not, Mamily. Didn't you hear them? So I've got to do something about it. I've got to find him. You want me to have the baby too, don't you, Mamily?
Well, if you're asking me, I'm gonna tell you. You ain't got no right to take what the Lord's put in you. You went ahead and got yourself that baby, and ain't nobody got no right to take it. Ain't nobody but God.
I'm not going to have a baby. He can't make me have a baby. I'm not going to. I'm not going to have it.
You can't go nowhere, Johnny.
But I ain't surprised that you and George fighting. When George was here, I was always separating him, some boy or another. And you, always reading and thinking. Seems like just yesterday. And now George is the chief of police.
Yeah. He's a real big shot, Miss Hannah.
Whatever became of those dreams, Eddie? All about being a big engineer and all.
I don't know. Guess I never thought I could really do it. In starting out here and everything.
You've always resented being part of this home, haven't you, Eddie? You've always resented the fact that you never really had a mother or father. Well, you weren't the only child here that way. Eddie, there ain't nobody in this sweet world who doesn't have a right to feel sorry for himself. Me, most of all. But let me tell you, you can feel sorry for yourself only so long. You can blame your past just so much. It's what you do with your life from now on. That's important. You can't run away from what you're making of yourself, or where you came from, any more than you can run away from jail. But I'm glad you ran here anyway, Eddie. It must have been some kind of a home to you.
Miss Anna, you have a little boy here. Belongs to a girl by the name of Vicky Smith.
Little Robert. I'm due to lose him, though, soon.
You think I might be able to see him? George must have found out I was here.
If it is, Eddie, then I want you to go back and face it, no matter what it means. And if you hadn't done anything like you say, then everything will work out all right.
Will it, Miss Hannah?
Why, Joan Denton, what are you doing here at this hour?
I want to talk to Eddie, Miss Hannah.
Miss Hannah, would you leave us alone for a few minutes?
Help yourself to coffee, Joan. I'll be in the next room.
Thank you, Miss Hannah.
Eddie, do you still want the baby?
Yes.
Do you still want me? Don't you want to make love to me anymore?
Joni, haven't we caused each other enough?
No, Eddie. I want to tell you something. I want to tell you that you've almost ruined my whole life. But I'm not going to let you anymore. I hate you, Eddie.
Miss Hannah, please call someone. Get the kids out of here. Joan, I'm here. Outside.
Joan Denton's with him. One of them's got a gun.
That's where the shooting's coming from. Now, which one's doing it?
I don't know. Miss Hannah just said they were shooting. Sam, we got troubles. That boy's got himself a lawyer.
You should have called me sooner.
I tried to. I didn't know you was at the club. Sam, you gotta help if there's trouble.
You just better pray that boy comes walking out of that swamp with a gun in his hand.
Yeah.
Circus is out there, Earl. I don't know where he got the gun.
That shop's a long way off.
Lynn, you get up there to the children's home and make sure the children are all right. And keep them inside. And bring back the car. We need the lights.
Eddie? Where are you, Eddie?
Eddie? Can you hear me?
Eddie? Eddie, is that you? Eddie, give me the gun. Eddie, give me the gun.
I don't have a gun.
I need some help. Send some over here.
Don't move.
She's over there. Doctor, your daughter's got the gun.
She's heading for the road.
Everything's going to be all right, honey. Everything's going to be all right. Dr. Denton, you better get that gun.
I told you I'm not going to have it, Daddy. You can't make me.
Give me the gun, honey.
I'm not going to.
Give me the gun, Joni.
I'm not going to.
Give me the gun.
All right, Daddy. I'm sorry, Eddie.
Joni.
I told you I wasn't going to have it, Daddy. I told you I wasn't going to. You can't make me. I'm not going to have it. I'm not going to.
take this.
I told you I wasn't going to. You can't make me. I'm not going to.
You better take her, too.
I'm not going to. I'm not going to. I told you I wasn't going to have it, Daddy. I'm not going to have it. I told you I wasn't going to. I'm not going to. Eddie